And welcome back to Network 10's coverage of the 1984 Winfield Masters snooker tournament, and victory, and a well-deserved one too, going to Tony Knowles by 7 frames to 3 over John Virgo. It would appear to me, Ted, that John Virgo was on the wrong side of Lady Luck.
Yes, I think that's right, Graham. He had a cruel stroke of luck in the second frame of this final. Most of our viewers at home, I know, will remember the brown, and running in off that virtually gave Tony the second frame, and that's a terrific advantage in a 13-frame final.
But nothing, of course, can be taken away from Tony Knowles' performance.
The run of the balls is part of the game of snooker, and Tony played brilliantly throughout the final, in fact, throughout the whole of this Winfield Masters.
Ted, we're delighted to have with us today the Federal Minister for Sport, Mr. John Brown, who's here to make the presentation, and I'd like to welcome him right now.
Nice to meet you.
What did you think of the performance today?
Well, I thought the performance was stunning, Graham. There's no doubt about it. Snooker makes great television, and I think it's a great credit to Channel 10 and Winfield that they've managed to put up sufficient prize money to attract the world's best players to this very prestigious event. And I think viewers sitting at home have had a wonderful view of the artistry and the skill of these great players, and certainly it makes very exciting and very brilliant television. Personally, I was stunned. You know, I'm about a 27 marker at this business. I'm not bad at golf, but about 27 marker at snooker. And the sort of things that these fellows can do, the wonderful finesse they have, is simply staggering. It certainly is one of the most artistic of all sporting endeavours. There's no doubt about that.
Well, talking of prize money, I think we've got some very important cheques to present. Would you do the honours?
Oh, I'd love to, yes.
OK. The runner-up. And the runner-up, of course, was Mr. John Virgo. Now, you have 2 cheques to present there, one for $12,000 for the runner-up, and also the highest break, which is $2,000 for his break of 122 to John Virgo.
Bad luck, John.
Well, John, congratulations. Get it yet? This is one brown from whom you're not going to get a cruel break. Well, it's a $12,000 cheque for you for being the runner-up. I guess it's nice to see all you Englishmen coming here to win our money. We beat you at the football test yesterday, but you're getting square today. $12,000 for that. Congratulations. And also $2,000 for your highest break of 122 of the tournament. Brilliant break, and well earned. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
John, would you like to say a few words?
Well, I'd just like to say it's been a good tournament. I'd like to thank Winfield for sponsoring it, and hope maybe I'll come again sometime. I've really enjoyed it.
We look forward to seeing you back here again.
Thank you.
John Virgo.
And now the big one. I've got a big cheque here for Tony Knowles. Come on, Tony, come and get your winner's prize. Ranks number 2 in the world, as I understand it. He looks far too young to be a champion, doesn't he?
That's right.
And too handsome, too, I might add. John, Tony, I think everybody's been thrilled with your play, and this is a well-earned cheque for $22,000. I should have mentioned earlier, of course, that one of the great thrills of this tournament is to have Whispering Ted Lowe here. We've all known Ted for many years in Australia, and of course the stylish Ron Cherney as the referee have added to the lustre of this tournament. So all the credit wasn't due to you star players, it's these other people too. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you, John.
There's your cheque.
It's a long time since I've had to make a speech something like this. It's been very nice to be here in Australia again for the second time, and to win as well. And I know there's a few people behind the scenes here who I'd like to say thanks to, and that's Eddie Charlton, who does all the correspondence with the players to get us out here, and John Scott, the tournament director, and also Ted Graham, and it's nice to have the Minister for Sport here as well to watch us play. I'm sorry that we didn't play as well today as we did early on in the early rounds, but thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Now, I think I've got to also present you with this beautiful trophy.
I don't know if we're going to get this all to England, but...
Well, it's just another example of the great contributions that Winfield make to sport in Australia, and I'm sure that you'll be very proud to be the recipient of this very prestigious trophy, the Winfield Masters Trophy for 1984.
Thank you.
Worthy winner.
Just before you do go, John, we've got a very special presentation to be made to you by Whispering Ted Lowe.
Really?
Yeah. Ted.
Now, sir, this cue, I'm told, is far better than a brown. It'll pot the black. And it is with very great pleasure I have to present all the 8 players, the 8 stars of Winfield Masters that have appeared on television this week, have signed it for you. So I am sure you'll have a lot of fun in your club from now on.
Thank you very much, Ted, and all of you champion players that have signed this. I'll keep this as a fond memory of the very skillful players who signed it. I was given a hurling stick through the week by the Gaelic Athletic Association. This doesn't look half as threatening as a hurley, and I'm sure I'll have a lot of fun with it. I might even play the Prime Minister with this. You guarantee me a big break? He's very hard to beat. Thank you very much.
With the sport, Mr. John Brown. Just before we do go, Ted, I'd like to just say a few words to you. This is your 8th trip to Australia, and this is the 6th time that you've commentated on the Winfield Masters tournament.
That's right, Graham, yes, it is.
Well, today is touched with a tinge of sadness because this is the last time that we'll have Ted Lowe in Australia, in particular covering the Winfield Masters snooker tournament. And I say a sad day because I've only got to know you over this tournament. It is my first Winfield Masters tournament, and you've been a great help to me. You're very well thought of by the whole crew here at our Channel 10 studios in Sydney, and we're very, very sorry to see you go.
That's very nice.
A very, very special presentation for you by the tournament director.
Me?
Yes, by Mr. John Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, John Scott.
Ted, my very good friend, over the years you've done a magnificent job for the sponsors and for the network here, and on behalf of your many thousands of fans, we'd like to present you with this token of Australia, some beautiful opal cufflinks.
Opal cufflink. That's fabulous, John. Thank you very much indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know quite what to say. I'm lost for words. I'm sure the Winfield Masters will go on for a very long time. I feel that I should say 1 or 2 thank yous. First and foremost, to Eddie Charlton, who brought me to Australia in the first place. That was some 8 years ago. I'd like to thank Ron Chernier, our referee, who's been a great Australian pal to me in those 8 years. There is Channel 10 to thank very much indeed. There is, of course, the Winfield people themselves. They've all been so marvellous. But perhaps most important of all are you, the audience here in Australia, for accepting me. I've made so many wonderful friends, and I should be very sorry to leave you. But I'm sure you will enjoy the commentaries of those that are to follow me. I'm getting a little bit old, and the journey is a long one. So I'll just say hello and goodbye and thank you, and pass you back to Graham McNeish.
Certainly is a delightful man, Whispering Ted Lowe, and again, my personal thanks to you, Ted.
Thank you, Graham.
Certainly been a busy 2 weeks.
Aren't they wonderful?
They are fabulous. It took you by surprise.
Can I come back and retire again?
Certainly. OK, well, that just about winds it up from the Winfield Masters snooker tournament for 1984. It's been a very successful tournament for all our viewers right throughout our network, right around Australia. Coming up, of course, is the McDonald's Women's Indoor Tennis Tournament. Of course, Chris Lloyd will be competing in that. That's coming up later this month. And then the ultimate television experience, the Los Angeles Olympics, live right around Australia via the Network 10. So this is Graham McNeish on behalf of all of us here at our Network 10 studios in Sydney. We certainly hope that you've enjoyed the coverage. And for now, good afternoon.